What's up, everybody, and welcome to Lakewood Ranch. I'm still working on finding gold with my metal detector. We're just gonna keep exploring. So far, we still haven't found gold, and the metal detector has been making a lot of hits here in Lakewood Ranch. I got my cowboy hat. Do you guys think I should keep it as a staple of this channel, or should I let it go? So far, it's kept me from getting a sunburn. All right, guys, so we're on the Bradenton River again. Okay, so these metal detectors, if you get a really inconsistent reading, it's usually going to be a soda can. One reason that I really like metal detecting is that I just like to investigate and see things that other people didn't see, you know. I'm an adventurous person. I just like to get out there and see things. Okay, so here on the side of Lakewood Ranch, I found my first coin of the day. All right, everybody, we're taking Katie to the TJ Maxx to get a haircut.
What? No, we're not going there.
Welcome to Bradenton, Florida. It smells like human waste behind these businesses. Okay, Katie will be back in about half an hour to get her perm done. I'm gonna be doing an old school drive around Bradenton, Florida. Now, normally, I've kind of stopped doing drive around videos because as my channel grows, I've kind of just had to do other types of videos to get more views. But this is how our YouTube channel started, by doing drive around videos. But as my channel's gotten bigger, I've kind of done less and less of it. Bradenton, Florida is just south of Tampa and north of Sarasota, so you're kind of between two good-sized metro areas. But I do it with no effort. I mean, this is what I've been doing for years now, giving you guys good content. Like, should I buy me a watch or an aquarium? Probably neither one. So we want to make sure she looks good. And sometimes you just got to slow life down, you know, and kind of live life. Do a little bit more living, too. Just a balance between sacrifice and living. But, you know, Bradenton, I feel like, for being in Florida, isn't too bad economically. For one, you have a good bus system in case, you know, you don't have anything. Seems like they run buses all through here. Of course, Bradenton's not perfect. Well, like T. Glizzy said, sometimes I feel like I'm somebody's parent, you know, like I'm just feeding people. And really, you know, we all got to grow up and be adults and be our own. Like, I feel like instead of giving money to homeless people, I should give money to people that are immigrants, because at least they're trying to do something with their lives. You know, they're going to hate, but they've never been off U.S. soil. I start my day off with a map. Where are we going today, you know? What are we doing today? And, you know, right now I'm planning a trip to Spain. So I'm living life, man. I'm happy, like, but I don't ever get too comfortable, because what happens is you start to think you're invincible, or you start to think, and I've seen myself so many times in this circumstance where you forget that you can still make mistakes. So I feel like for me, I just got to be more careful, a lot more careful, really, because it's not that I'm doing a pattern of mistakes and bad activities or doing things wrong. It's not like a pattern of doing things wrong. It's just we kind of forget, you know, that you always have to be on alert. And I mean, like, and the decisions you make on a daily basis, sometimes I find myself in situations where I'm just like, why am I here? Like, I should know better than that. But you forget everything you've learned. It's like you learn things, and sometimes I feel like you have to learn those things again. But, you know, success, it's easy to mess up. Right now we're heading north towards downtown. I came through here the other day, and there was like 20 people by the side of the road. I can't remember how many Gatorades I bought. It was like 10, 15, 20, I don't know. And I was able to give them to people on the streets on a hot day like today, but I can't do it today. You could have a winning streak for a long time, and boom, one mistake, you're done. That's it. You know, like your whole life can be jeopardized by one bad decision. Or, like I said, it doesn't even have to be a decision. It could just be like one moment of not having clarity or not being aware of dangers. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if they're giving people help but wow, okay. You just gotta, like, I was on Facebook this morning, and there's somebody asking for help, like, mother with children, homeless. And I'm sitting there like, one, how do I know it's not a scam, right? That's like the first thing that crosses your mind. And two, dang, bro. But now I'm realizing that life isn't just one thing that changes your life. It's a constant pattern of economically making the right decisions and every day knowing to identify what the dangers are. And sometimes you gotta take some type of risk to get ahead, but you have to kind of measure, is this really worth it? What could go wrong? Is this really worth it? Like, sometimes you take a risk and it's not worth it. And everything's a risk. I look at it like quitting your job is a risk, but staying at your job is a risk too. It's just as an example. If you have a job, quitting your job could be a huge risk, but staying there could be a big risk as well. Like, nothing's really guaranteed. Sometimes, like, years pass by and you don't amount to anything. And, if you have a house paid off, you kind of get comfortable with that situation. But when you, like me, I sold my house in Naples. I was paid off and went out there and just did it. And sometimes I think, man, I had a house paid off in Naples. I could be down there, quote unquote, more comfortable, not having to worry about paying the rent like I do now. So yeah, there's a lot more on my shoulders now, but like, I feel like sometimes it's good to have more on your shoulders, because that, like, sometimes as humans, we get comfortable and we do only what we need to do. You know what I mean? I gotta feed the kids, or I gotta pay the rent. And you do just what you need to do, and then you never really get past that, And you can watch 10, 20, 30, 40 years of your life fade away doing just what you need to and never really doing anything meaningful. But when you get out there and you risk it all, that safety barrier is gone. That pushes you to harder, I feel. And I feel like the danger of getting in a comfortable economical situation is that you stop pushing yourself. You just settle for, well, I got a nice apartment, I got a nice car, I'm good. I don't have to try harder. I don't have to keep providing more. And I feel like when you get paid for something, it's society's way of sinking you. So, like, a lot of people feel like I don't deserve to make money off YouTube. But what they don't realize is there's, if I'm reaching 1 million people a month, or 2 or 3 million people a month, those 2 million, 3 million people a month, or 1 million people a month that I'm reaching, my videos brought something to them, entertainment or information or just whatever. And society compensated me for doing that. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that your worth to society is what you contribute to society. The more you contribute to society, the more you're worth. But see, some people don't look at it that way. So when people go out there to make money, they go out there with the mindset of, what can I make? I'm making money. I'm making. I need to make. I need to get paid. But see, that mentality isn't the one that's going to lead you to success. Too many people program their brain to see what they can take from society, because they're in a getting. Their mind works like an animal, where they're taking, they're getting, But what can you contribute to society? Like, because your contribution to society is your real value, and the more you can contribute to society, the more you're worth. And a lot of people don't understand that. Their minds would never let them help somebody else or give a meal to somebody they don't know. They don't understand how that they're, to be successful, you have to contribute. You have to become a valuable asset to society. So if you go through education, you're more valuable to society. If you gain skills to work, you're more valuable to society. What does society need right now? People are homeless. So how can I create homes for people? How can I help people change, like, what are you doing to become valuable in society is really how you exponentially increase your value in society, which will in turn make you be more valuable. Society will pay you. Like, a lot of people don't understand that part of being successful. They think that being successful economically comes simply from what they can take from other people, and their whole program becomes, what can I take from other people? But they fail to notice that your inherent value as a human doesn't come from what you can take. It comes from what you can give to society. And until you realize that that's your value, because people think, well, you're getting paid for what you do, so you're taking money from other people. But that's not really the way it works. See, you become valuable to other people, and then those people are going to just come to you and need you. And that means helping other people's aspirations. So people struggle with that. I remember being in work environments where all my coworkers are trying to snitch on each other and tell on each other and hurt each other and make other people have to do things that are a waste of time, but it drives up their ego. Like, you ever been in a toxic work environment? You can't be around people like that, okay? Because, see, that works against if you're in a work environment where all your coworkers are competing with each other and telling on each other and trying to get each other fired and all that, you can't be around that type of environment and be successful, because you're in an environment where people are working to bring each other down. And unfortunately, a lot of work environments today are nothing more than just that. So you have to look at yourself as, okay, instead of, like, let's say there's something you like to do. Let's say you're into music. You love music. You want to be a musician. But maybe the value in your passion for music isn't endemically you being an artist, but it could simply be you helping other people who have the same aspirations as you become better. And that sounds counterproductive to somebody who is only looking out for themselves, because, like, why would I help other people accomplish the things that I want? And that type of mentality will never get you ahead, because to become a musician, you got to put yourself around other musicians. So how do you make yourself valuable? Is by making yourself an asset to people that want to be into that career or in that hobby. So if you start thinking about, how you can make yourself be greater, you're never going to achieve it. But if you think about look at, there's a lot of people that are into music, and their biggest achievements in music have been how they've been able to help other people with their careers. And I'm using music as an example. It could be video editing. It could be any career aspirations that you have. But with these career aspirations, you have to consider looking at yourself not so much as you being the product that makes the money, but you being a tool that somebody else can use, and that makes you more valuable. And I think a lot of people go for the prize and start competing for prizes economically, and they fail to notice that helping somebody else achieve their goals makes you a valuable asset. So, let's say you're into music, but maybe instead of focusing on your career, you can help somebody else with their career. Maybe instead of helping one person, now you can help 10 or 15 people with their careers, or 100 people with their careers. Now your value is it comes from how valuable you made yourself. And I think a lot of people on their way to being more successful fail to realize that to become valuable, it's not so much what you take from other people, but how useful you can become to others. If you approach a company, a lot of times when they look at a company, like, which company will pay me the more? Which company will pay me more? That's where I'm going to go work for. But the way you should look at it is, what can I bring to the table? So if I go to a company now and they sell cars, I'm like, well, I've never sold cars, but I used to sell sheds, you know, so I can bring to the table sales experience, contracts. I know how somebody spends money. So what makes me valuable isn't the fact that I want to go sell a car to make money because they're paying me more than somebody else. It's that I'm bringing this company a skill, and that's what makes me valuable. So I feel like if you start looking at life from that angle, you'll do a lot better. It's like a little hill right here. Pretty good. For being Florida, that's not bad. A little bit of elevation right here. Not bad for Florida. And if we keep driving south on 41, we're eventually going to end up in Sarasota. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to pull a U-turn around here somewhere. I got to take my car into the dealership to get my oil changed. But anyways, I hope you guys can understand what I'm saying. I just feel like so many times people look at society as, society's not, like especially when I deal with homeless people. When I deal with homeless people, I encounter this a lot when I deal with homeless people. It's like they only talk about what society can do for them, but they fail to realize that their value isn't in what society's giving them. Like a lot of the homeless people that I meet are solely concerned with what society hasn't or didn't do for them. And that's really a wrong way to look at it, you know. What can you do for society? Well, there's a lot a homeless person can do for society. I feel like there's a lot. They can do day labor for somebody. They can be an assistant to a carpenter. They can be an assistant for a roofing company. I mean, look at my YouTube channel. I could use homeless people. I pay homeless people all the time, you know. But a lot of them fail to realize, like, if homeless people wanted to work with me, they would make money and I would make money. They would be a useful asset to my channel because they can bring information or points of views that are different, you know. And they need the money, I need the information, and I need the access to the lifestyle to make informative videos. So we're in a mutual benefit situation. But I find that all too often when I talk to homeless people, I'm trying to teach them a little bit of how can you help other people. Because so many times when I meet homeless people, they're so focused on what society doesn't. They're looking to see what society gives them. You know, their minds are just focused on what can I get from society? What help can I get? And they never think, what can I give? And even if you're homeless, you have nothing physical. There's so much you can give society. You know, you can be a good parent. You can be a good example. You can be a good role model. Those are all contributions to society. So when I meet homeless people and I talk to them, a lot of times what I try to teach them isn't so much to look to take, but to look to become valuable to other people. And it kind of puzzles them at first. But I'm like, look at how you can help other people. Like, if you're outside of this business, you can clean up the parking lot. Maybe they'll let you sleep in the business if you keep the parking lot clean. And now you don't have to go sleep in the woods. You can sleep underneath an awning. And they're like, huh, I never thought about that. Yeah. You know? Maybe you can open the door for customers. Or maybe you can help carry back. Like, you can make, in any circumstance in this world, any circumstance, you can make yourself a very valuable asset. You really can. It may not seem like it to you, but even if you're homeless, your inherent value isn't what you're going to take from society. It's what you're going to give to society. Okay? And think about that. And trust me, it will make a difference in your life if you're struggling.
Wait.
¿A quién le estás diciendo, güey?
Wait.
¿A quién le estás diciendo, güey?
Wait.
Conmigo no. ¿A quién le estás diciendo, güey?
Wait.
Bradenton, Florida, man. You can't even have a lake out here. They got a fence in a lake. You can't even have a lake out here. outside of the Target, and you know, at first glance, it looks like a normal parking lot out there. There's so many people just sleeping in their cars or hanging out in their cars because at nighttime, you know, if you're homeless and you're sleeping in a car, you can't really be outside of business at night because security will tell you to leave. So in the daytime, between the commuters, it's easier for people to sleep in a car. But what looks like a seamlessly normal parking lot, if you pay close attention, there's a huge number of people just sleeping in their cars in the shade. You know, there might be 10, 15 cars right in front of us right now. The people are just kind of sleeping in the car or kind of just hanging out with the car on with the AC. So it just goes to show how many people are homeless and they have to hide it. So you might just drive by and see a parking lot and say, well, just a bunch of cars. But no, if you pay close attention, there's a lot of people actually sleeping in their cars during the daytime because at night with security, they won't be able to do it. So that's the thing about, you know, the homeless situation in Florida is you might just see a normal, beautiful parking lot with palm trees and stuff, but in those cars are people sleeping. Thing what like seamlessly seems like a normal parking lot outside normal business is actually just a bunch of homeless people. You just can't really tell. And that's the crazy thing about homelessness in Florida is how it's hidden in plain sight. Alright guys, I'm gonna get some Mexican food somewhere in and they're like, oh, that's my family's restaurant or whatever.
I like going to that restaurant.
They're good. I like their food. And it was really cool that the business owner, like our business family members saw it and they were really excited about me sharing their families. I think the Sarasota Bradenton line is somewhere around here. We just got our oil changed on our car. Can't go on a road trip until you get that oil change.
I want to go on a full road trip.
Well, we got that oil change. We're gonna go on a short road trip here tomorrow. And
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, it's for Katie's new business adventures.
I bought hair clips.
Yeah, that hair clip down there.
I bought hair clips. Butterfly hair clips. Because I'm just that awesome.
We got our oil change.
I got butterfly hair clips.
Now we're officially in Sarasota.
Yeah.
Somewhere around here. It looks like it would have been a Mexican restaurant at some point.
Yeah.
You like some tasty pastries?
It looks like some kind of, I think it's prosciutto and some kind of cheese.
There's like a...
They got a ham, cheese, and an egg sandwich. They got a cheese sandwich
Britons.
with tomato and basil, it looks like. Chicken and mozzarella.
Can you stop reading ingredients? It drives me nuts when you just read random ingredients.
They got a tuna sandwich.
I don't like when you just randomly read stuff.
I'm trying to see what I would eat over there.
You're not going.
How long would you be gone?
3 to 5 days. I just want to get an idea what it's like to be over there, so when I go with you, I can prepare better.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling that if I go, like, by myself or something, like, I can scope it out, and like when you go, I can take you on a more comfortable trip. Like, I just want to scope out and just have an idea what it's actually like to go to Europe.
Okay.
And then when we go back, I don't know, like, because I'm just, like, I just want to go out first for a few days and scope it out.
Okay.
Get an idea of how much things cost or whatever. And then I'll come back and we'll do another trip, like, more planned out. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I can leave whenever.
Okay.
Do I have to? I don't need a credit card, do I?
I think we need to find out more about the financial stuff. Because I think I can book your car.
First, I mean, like, I have to... you don't need to rent a car. If I went with you, I would have to rent a car. But if I went by myself, I can walk all day through Barcelona. You couldn't walk through Barcelona.
So you want to go to Barcelona?
Yeah, I'm really sure it's Barcelona.
Not Madrid?
I like Barcelona more.
Okay.
Madrid, either one would be fun, but like Barcelona's on the water.
Okay.
That's a game changer. We could also look at just prices, like whatever's cheaper.
Well, like Madrid is like the capital.
Right. Yeah.
And where you could explore some other things as well.
Toledo's close to Madrid.
Yeah.
But like, I want to see the British areas, and I think there's more British people. Like, I want to see where British people are going to on vacation. So that way, if we ever move to Spain, like, you'd be close to English speakers.
Yeah.
Listen, so it's called like whatever. Can you look it up?
Huh?
It's called like or something. Like Guadalajara or something. Look it up. It's a Mexican restaurant somewhere around here. It's like La Guadalajara or
La Guadanquita.
yeah, something like that. I think it might be in this little plaza right here. Is it in here? Is that it right there?
What?
I think it's in here. You see it? It's like a hole-in-the-wall Mexican place. You see it yet? Google map it.
I'm trying to figure it out, though.
We're right on it.
Guadalupana.
That's it right there. That's it.
It's further up the road.
I like that. You know that I like it.
It's next to the pawn shop.
That's always good.
Yeah.
Look up some gold while you wait for your Mexican. It looks like a hole-in-the-wall Mexican place. Should be good. Okay, it's right up there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see it. You know, the I Like It Like That song was actually like a song like back in the 80s, like a salsa song. And they they just stole the
I listened to the original.
Oh, I see the logo right there. Yeah, that looks alright. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Next to a pawn shop. I'm right here. Is it in here? Let me check.
Next to beauty over there. Close to your pawn shop.
Nice. I've never seen a gas station that's part of a business center. There's cars here. And the car has a spoiler. I think this is good. Yeah. Look at these beef enchiladas. Wow. Man. Yeah, this is something here. This was definitely it. This is good. I mean, I'm telling you, if you're in this Sarasota area, this was awesome. Yeah, just wow.
Hello, everybody. We just had some awesome food.
That was great.
Yeah. The agua fresca. Amazing.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
It wasn't one finger or the other. That whole meal.
I had a cheese enchiladas and they gave me this big steak with it. Oh my gosh, was it good.
The whole thing. That food was good. And I think...
We'll be going back.
It was like, yeah, I'll be back for sure. It was like Mexican, but it had a touch of Venezuelan or Colombian.
Yes. That's what I liked about it.
Or Caribbean. It was like Mexican-Caribbean.
Yeah.
I thought it would be more like Cuban, but it was pushing... Or Dominican. But I think it was pushing more like Colombian than Venezuelan. Or some... No, it was authentically Mexican, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But you could order other things that were kind of more...
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing.
Yeah. It was great.
Just unbelievable. That restaurant. I was a little skeptical, but it was so worth it.
Yes.
You know you can get arrested for conspiracy theory, for conspiring to commit a fraud. You don't even have to do it, you just have to conspire to do it. My question is, if you're a criminal, you're always conspiring.
You're not,
criminal.
it's like,
yeah,
oh, that's, that
would work. That would work.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to launder money in two different directions.
Yeah.
You have somebody that wants to launder money in and somebody that wants to launder money out. Let's see how this would work. You ring up somebody's card for $600 extra. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, could you launder money like that? But isn't it like conspiring to commit a felony? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not conspiring to commit a felony because I don't have an establishment to conspire from. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about how it would work. Mm-hmm. But doesn't that in itself constitute conspiring?
It's weird.
Is this university?
Yes, my love.
University separates Manatee from Sarasota.
Yes.
So everything on the right will be... Okay, Katy.
Sarasota.
And everything on the left,
Manatee.
which is
Bradenton.
Bradenton. So right now we're like, everything on the right is Sarasota, everything on the left is Bradenton. Okay, so conspiring to commit a felony means like you're thinking. You don't even have to do it. You just have to think about doing it. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, if let's say if I sat down with somebody and talked about how to commit a felony, it's conspiring. Conspiring just means like to talk. You don't even have to do it. You just have to like talk about doing it. But I'm not talking about like I'm actually gonna do it. I'm just trying to figure out what type of scam somebody was running on me. But doesn't trying to figure out how a scam worked considered conspiracy?
I don't know.
This is confusing. Well, let's say in theory, you're laundering money in 2 different directions. You overcharge the customer $600. So you had $600 come into one account that wasn't supposed to. They pay you back that money cash, right? So now they turn their cash into a legal transaction there. That works. And then on the other end, they have to refund you the money. But now you have somebody that's laundering money the other way, and they send you the money from an account. But that doesn't work because you're still not bringing it back to them.
I don't know. I've just seen a lot of places.
Unless they're using the money. There might be a way around it. I haven't figured out exactly how it works, but eventually I'll be able to conspire and get myself. I'll turn myself in once I figure it out.
What?
Once I figured out how they were. Once I figure out how
Whenever
this.
you're like on a rant about something, I'm like thinking about something totally different. Right now, I'm thinking about real estate. I'm looking at all these communities.
Well, once I figure out how the scam works, I guess I'll have to turn myself in.
Huh?
Once I figure out how this scam works, I'll turn myself in. I can't turn myself because I conspired. But if it doesn't work, it's not a I don't know how. At what point does talking about a crime constitute a conspiracy? Conspiracy means like you conspire. Look it up. Look up the definition. I'm dead serious. I need to know when I can turn myself in. Because if I break the law, I'll turn myself in. Like Hank Hill.
The actual conspire, the word conspire means make secret plans.
Well,
You're not
it's
really
not
making
secret if I'm putting on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's get this clear. Conspire means to make a secret. It's not a secret plan. It's not a plan because I'm not going to do it, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is why. Okay, so it's not a plan because I'm definitely not doing it. I'm not planning to do it. And 2, it's not secret because we're uploading it to YouTube. Keep reading the definition.
I'm sorry. I stopped looking at that. I'm looking at workers.
I need to understand when I can turn myself in for being a conspirer.
Well, if it is secret.
Okay, look up conspire to racketeering. Right? Conspire to racketeer. Or racketeering conspiracy. And see what it means.
Conspiring to make money from illegal activities such as threatening people or selling worthless, immoral.
Okay, read it. You're take the potato out of your mouth and speak clearly. Read it to me one more again, like it's a real estate contract. Come on, read it to me. Hello.
Racketeering activity covers a range of crimes that involve committing, attempting to commit, conspiring to commit, or intentionally aiding, soliciting, coercing.
Okay, aiding is an interesting word. Aiding means you're helping somebody do it.
Yeah. Or intimidating another person to commit a specified list of crimes.
Okay, so let's be clear. I'm not aiding these people in doing this. I'm warning you. I'm warning people about how it works so they're not engaging in it. So I'm not conspiring I'm actually uninspiring. Yeah, I'm doing the opposite.
Yeah.
I need to get paid for this video, by the way. I think the FBI needs to send me a paycheck for teaching people about how they're getting scammed. Oh, sure, I'll take a refund.
Yeah.
Is this Lakewood Ranch or something? The next one?
No, that's not Lakewood Ranch.
These suburban places all look exactly the same.
I like this place.
It all looks the same. It's confusing because every intersection looks exactly the same. It's like 50 miles of exactly the same thing. Okay, so I'm not inspiring to commit a fraud or something. Okay, so I can explain how this crime works. How the scam could work is if they then use you to take the money that was refunded and then put it back into their account. That's probably how it works. My question is, how do they not get caught when they do 10, 15, 100? I guess they don't. Who's looking to see, right? I can kind of understand how it works, though. Because then when they refund you the money, they'll refund you money that was theirs, not yours. Anyways, whatever. If you go to a business and for some reason or another they overcharge you and they promise you they're going to pay you or they try to give you cash, that's a red flag. Don't ever do that. And don't let them ring up. I would just walk out right then and there and not let them run your card, period. Because it's like, if somebody tells you a story like, oh, I would have to overcharge you because this or that. No, you don't. Okay? You're going to charge me for whatever I'm buying. But anyways, there's all crazy types of stuff going around. But I guess that's one of the boldest ones I've seen. And it's always like some transnational people. It's not ever people from, like, it's not gonna, you're not gonna go to like the Walgreens and lay at the Walgreens counter and be like, oh, we're gonna give you a $500 refund here, buddy. All right, guys. So this is a very big tree, and there's something inside of this big tree that is giving me a reading. I don't know what it is, but somewhere in there, and it's very deep in there. We stumble into another corner. Somewhere inside this tree, I'm getting a reading. Maybe somebody hid something in there. So the first thing I found inside this tree is this barbed wire fencing. Probably from when this area was mostly farmland. Lawnmower blade hits a solid 15-16 number. Okay. Or weed eater blade. All right, guys, I have finally made my first actual discovery of something kind of off the usual. Looks like I have discovered a $1. A $1 coin. Not sure what type of material it is, but we'll find out. Benches are usually great places to find stuff. So here's the finds. We got 3 pennies, 1 dime, and a few of these bottle caps. And that is what this bench here had in store for us. Cans will always get you because you get a really high reading on them.